Coming to you live on a wet, thundery, lightning-y, is that a word? Lightning? Friday night.
Wow.
Late night.
Prime time.
No, we're past prime time now. It's late night.
This is after hours.
Late night, after hours edition.
So we don't ever wait on you.
With games and rain delay.
Of the BEBC
BS
Podcast. Week number 32, fellas.
Wow. This is the Skinamax late night edition.
Well,
can we
there
say
better
that?
not be no nudity, sir. No, sit down. Sit down. We're not putting up with that tonight. Dudes, it's raining again. It's raining.
Hey, thank God we changed our game to last night so we wouldn't have any kind of delays or anything.
Hey, that was nothing compared to delays tonight.
Yeah, you think about it. We're sitting here, we've been talking for a while about everything going on tonight, and the rain is a lot worse tonight, and the lightning's a lot worse.
Yep.
It's a mess.
I don't know. I was seeing, rivers coming down the stairs from the second floor last night.
Yeah, that was interesting.
It was running. It was running. That poor lady, we had to warn her, hey, ma'am, there's a river coming towards you.
Yeah.
You better
You
get
may
up.
want to get up.
3 weeks in a row.
Hey, the restaurant we just came from, water was coming in the restaurant.
Wow.
Through the walls.
Through the wall.
Through the walls.
Boy, you can pick them, can't you?
Yeah.
You need to stay out of Raising Cane's.
Wow. I don't think they're going to sponsor us based on that.
Like we have any sponsors.
Oh, but we might.
Oh!
Something's in the works.
Surprise. No, what was I going to say?
Brain
Something
fart.
to do with the weather. No, just... We heard that a lot last night. So, they moved the game to Thursday night. It causes problems for some people. Some people, it's no big deal. But it just... I don't know how y'all... The vibe to me...
It's dead.
It was a weird dead vibe.
Wasn't it
Why are
different?
you touching my leg?
Boys.
Because he said...
He's trying to go there.
Didn't it just feel different?
It did. I mean, the band was there. The kids were there. Plano band showed up. The Plano parents, it kind of drove a few of them away.
Well,
The student section was kind of not there.
hey, Tom Landry Classic, you may want to take that trophy back.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
I will say this. Crowd looked good once the kickoff happened.
Yes.
The
People
first
started
kickoff.
coming
The
in.
first kickoff.
The first kickoff.
Yeah, and right after Plano first catch
Let's
the
run
ball,
a play. Lightning.
lightning. So, and then after that, obviously, a lot of people left.
Well, you could tell because, everybody had to go down the concourse, and as time wore on, you had a lot more elbow
More and more
room.
people leaving.
You had elbow room.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, what's going to happen when...
I think by the fourth quarter, it may have been 150 people in the stands.
I don't know. It was crazy.
But we got to do some visiting. Made some new friends.
We did make new friends.
Yep. Shout out.
Yep. Jim and Becky. Becky, was that her name? Becky? Last night.
Hey, cameras over
Jim
here.
and Becky. I know the
Cameras over here.
Yeah, but
talking to
the knowledge base is over there.
The crowd.
Jim and Becky
Shout
have a
out.
great
Student
50th
audience,
anniversary
student
trip to Canada.
studio
Y'all are headed up
audience.
there this week. So.
Banff.
Banff, yeah, it'd be awesome. Lake Louise, don't forget to go to Moraine Lake. But anyhow, we digress.
Yeah.
So, here we go. It's Allen Plano version. I don't know how many times they've played, but it's...
What are we at? 14, 15, 16 now? And our friend at the end of the table.
He's
Brought
prepared.
back a classic T-shirt of ours.
That's right. Started in 2006. Plano beat Allen in 2005. It was kind of a drubbing.
Yes, 45-7.
And then we won 3 years in a row. And there was some discussion. And we need a T-shirt because we're the Plano City
Back on
champions.
the old.
We actually had an
board.
alumni
board.
from that game sitting with us last night.
Did you
Did
really?
you?
Congratulations.
Until it started raining, we had to leave the stadium, and then they ended up leaving. But he played on that 2005 Plano team
Oh, wow.
that beat
I
us.
met him. You
Defensive
introduced me to
end.
him,
Yeah.
Well, it's good to know those people are still alive because it seems like it's been forever.
It's actually family.
Oh.
From the wrong side of the family.
So the T-shirt came out,
Yeah.
and it
Started
might be time
the
to
trend. Yeah.
resurrect it. I don't know how many years you can put on a T-shirt, but it's been since 2005. And Allen Plano
Allen Plano West, Allen Plano East. Yeah. Not a single one of them has beat us.
But it just felt weird. And so you go in the stadium, and even before the games, you're just like, it was just different. And then it starts.
The karma was
and
different.
And then it stops for an hour and 47 minutes, I think was the delay. It's raining hard.
It's raining really hard.
Y'all can probably hear that when you're in a metal roof building. You're going to get some background noise.
Good check. See how it sounds.
Yeah, I already did.
Okay. We're good.
Yeah,
we good.
All right.
It's no worse than
Hey, well, Plano thought they were in the game for a little bit, but then all doubt was removed.
Well, it's interesting. Plano, Allen wins the coin toss, so game over. Go home.
Yep.
And
Defer.
Plano gets the ball, and all of us who have seen Plano play forever, you expect what?
Run
up the middle.
Yeah.
Run. They've got
that's what everyone was saying they are.
Cumbie.
They're running team.
Myron Cumbie's got double digits averaging for the year. He's really quick. He's really fast. Well, what do they do with Myron Cumbie on the first couple of plays?
Split him out.
You split him out.
Yeah.
And they throw to him. And you're like, whoa.
And he makes some big yards.
He did. They got a first down.
But he also did try to run and couldn't get anywhere running either.
We will talk about that in a little bit.
But 74 yards of passing for him. I mean,
receiving.
Receiving.
So Plano starts passing the ball, and you're like, who is this?
Yeah.
You're like,
now they didn't do it well. 22 and 24, they struggled.
The accuracy wasn't on, or they had a lot more.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because he spun a couple
they had open guys.
around.
They were overthrowing.
Right.
It was interesting to see a different Plano than what we expected. So they get a first down, and then they get a sack, actually a loss of yards, and then they're in 3rd and long, which for Plano is just like a lot of teams.
Plano had 0 yards of rushing at halftime.
They did.
That was really bad.
So 3rd down comes, it's 3rd and 15, and you have a meeting of the minds. Nick Boone, Jaden Jernigan, and Seth Mason all meet at the quarterback. Sack the bejeebers out of him.
Yeah.
All right, you're like, there you go. That's what it's going to be like all night long. Because when you've got 3rd and 15, 3rd and 20 against this defense, you don't have that much time to let your receivers run a 3rd and 20 play.
One thing, Thad and I sit close to each other. He sits a couple rows behind me. And when they came up with that 3rd and 1, and they called timeout, we go, because they don't have a play for that, because it's always at least 3rd and 15, 3rd and 12, or whatever.
That's a good observation.
But they did that twice. It was really funny. We called that out each time.
Yeah. So they punt. Allen gets the ball, and Allen comes out passing.
Yeah.
We're like, all right, interesting little change. But then they decide to run.
Yeah.
Colton Manning takes it 47 yards to the house. We've got to stop right here because, to me, my play of the game, and again, I don't know how many people have noticed this, but if you go back and look at the video, Colton comes, run up the middle, and then he breaks
moves off to the right side over where
Theo is.
Theo
locks up with number 7 at the 20-yard line.
And goes bowling.
And he pushes him to the 10, at which point
he got tired of him and shucked him.
He uses his left Hulk arm, pushes that dude into the 2 Plano defenders that are waiting there to tackle Colton, and they all fall down. It's like bowling for Wildcats.
And then Sheldon just kind of jumps into
and then those 2 had it going on the rest of the night.
Yeah.
I mean, down on the other end of the
7,
field,
it
was on.
They were yapping
at that point.
A little bit of this going on the rest of that night.
So Allen goes up 7-0. You're like, okay, here we go. And it just seems so easy. And it was a weird play, too, because you saw Sheldon get down there, and he stops. And then everything clears out, and he walks in.
He waited for the Plano defenders to get out of his way.
But you might have missed that block. But to me, when I saw that this morning, I saw it last night, but I didn't realize he took the other 2 out. I just saw him push the guy down.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it's like partying in the Red Sea.
I actually think Sheldon stopped because he was in awe of seeing just the bowling pins fall down. He's like, really? Did I just see that happen in front of me? Oh, yeah, I got to get in the end zone.
It was awesome. So good for Theo, and you know what? That's what college coaches love to see, too, is receiver. And that's one thing I think last night and watching watching every play of the game, which you can go back and do online now, is the Allen receivers, fantastic job of blocking without holding last night. You missing something?
I'm actually bleeding.
He left his personality over there.
Oh.
Suck it, Nolan.
So, Allen goes up 7-0. Plano gets the ball back 3 and out. So you're like, okay, let's do it again. Well, Allen drives down to the Plano 15-yard line.
Yeah.
4th and 2. I don't know what the rest of y'all were thinking was going to happen. David, what were you thinking was going to happen? Wow.
Should have been run. I mean,
They were going to go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know we
Yeah.
did. We were sitting next to each
Yeah.
other. Everybody go for it. And out
Comes the field goal team.
the field goal team.
Yeah.
Oops. And the kick is wide left.
Shank him.
Oops. You're like, what happened there? So, long enough, just missed it. So you're like, again,
Just left.
you're playing
He pulled
Plano,
it.
so you don't worry about it too much. Plano gets the ball back, 3 and out. And you're like, here we go again. Allen
Start
gets
driving.
the ball on their own
Start
45. They get one first down, and then Grant keeps the ball on a read option where he should have gotten rid of it, loses
Yep.
8 yards.
Yep.
Number
Got
94 for
tagged.
Plano.
94 was
Yeah.
good. He was making multiple
Yeah, he
plays.
was back,
He
he was
had
in
a
that
good game
backfield a
last
lot.
night.
Kudos to that kid. I don't have his name, but he
Yeah.
played very well. He was in the backfield more than he should have been.
I wonder if he's a senior.
So you get 4th and 6 on the Plano 41,
Let's go for
and
it.
they go for it. 4th and 2 on the 15. Nah. 4th and 6. And again, coaches do what coaches do, but we're coaches in the stands, and it confused me.
Okay, you know what? You just take that back to where yesterday was a weird day.
There you go. It was
You know,
weird.
I mean, it was weird on the football field.
Yep.
It was weird what the coaches were doing. It was weird what happened to us.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it just
It was just an
we were
all-around
out.
weird day.
Everybody was out of their element yesterday.
Yeah. And Grant,
Period.
the play they run, Fisher's open in the flat, and Grant overthrows him.
Yeah.
Plano gets the ball. Uses their short, and that's the one thing Plano did last night.
They converted.
effectively.
They converted.
Short passing game.
Yep.
Yeah, they couldn't throw long, but they were pretty effective in
It
the
was
short passing
definitely
game.
not the standard Plano that we've
No.
seen.
Well, they were playing off too.
And on that series, they use a short passing game, and then they get down to the 4-yard line, start in the second quarter, Cumby scores
Yep.
7-7. You're like, all right, we're 14 minutes into this game, and it's tied. You're like, man, it's a weird night.
Yeah.
Everything just feels weird.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on? Allen gets the ball back, kickoff. They get it. They move it to the Plano 35. And this is another one. I want all of y'all to go back and look if you haven't already. I know you haven't.
Oh yeah.
I had time today to do it. They throw a pass to Mason, and Theo's blocking in front of him, and he gets a holding call on it.
Yeah,
And, dude, I've watched that play 15 times.
no holding.
There was no glimmer. There wasn't a pull jersey. There wasn't anything.
And that was on the Allen side of
Yes.
the field, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you know why? Because Terry was in the ear of that line
Oh,
judge
judge.
all
Yeah.
night long.
It was awful. I mean, he had him here, and he was pushing him, and he pushed him into the sideline. And Theo, I know it was funny after the play because I looked at
yeah,
you.
went
he's
over
going
it.
like this.
Yeah, Theo went over and stood right next to the official and was like, what? And the official was trying to explain him what he was doing. There was nothing.
Yeah.
Go back and look at that play. It was crazy. So they move it
Yeah.
back.
So shout out to the officials. I know you guys review things afterwards, so
Yeah. Hopefully
you'll get
you-
that corrected, right? Right.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Okay. Good.
Manning takes 2 runs after that, gets it to the 15, and then Grant Robinson ends up scoring on a 2-yard run.
Yep.
So you're up 14-7. You feel better. Plano gets the ball back, 3 and out. You see a pattern here.
Yeah.
So the defense again is stepping up, and as Nolan said,
0.
halftime. I can't remember the total yard. I think they had 74 total yards at halftime, 0 rushing yards.
Yeah.
And you've got Myron Cumby back there.
They had players in positive yardage, but they also had a lot
of sacks.
A lot of sacks.
So before halftime comes, Grant has a run on 4th and 6 where he hurdles somebody, but the guy got him in midair. By his foot.
yeah.
Yeah.
He
Just-
landed
He
pretty
hit,
hard.
yeah, he hit hard, didn't he?
Yeah.
Hope he's feeling all right.
Then Grant Robinson runs for 10 to the 10. Grant gets down to the 7. They try to lob to Theo.
not a
not a
good
good
lob.
pass.
Theo was blocked out, bad position.
And then they do a throw to the goal line, and Theo catches it for the touchdown. And then number 7.
and jumps up turns toward number 7, and number 7 starts jawing and getting in his face.
Well,
He was not
him.
going to say a word.
Well, then
And
they
the ref threw.
on
On
called
them.
number 9.
He called
He
me.
called out number 9.
Yeah, he
number
called
7.
number 9, but it
It was 7. Yeah, we all know
7.
because that battle went on all night long.
And that's what Gamble was yelling at the ref too. It was number 7, not number 9. You know, they wanted to get the right guy, but that guy was John. And Theo got the best of him. Plano gets the ball back, 3 and out. So they punt. 56 seconds left. Allen's ball on its own 38-yard line. You're like, all right, what do
We're
we
going
got?
to take a knee. We're
Yeah.
going to run it a couple times and take a knee.
What did
Yeah.
they do? First play, they roll out Grant to the right into the short side of the field. And there's like 13 people over there.
Flashbacks to a little game we used to play a number of years ago when we would
Yeah.
hit the ball. I'll
How
take
many
3.
plays?
I'll take 3. 3 plays.
Well, that play, Grant throws the ball away. Nobody's open. Next play, he comes back. He goes back to his left this time. And Madman, I call him Madman. Madman Bryson Green. 50-yard play.
Yep.
Catches it mid-stride
Yep.
down to
Think
the
of beauty.
10-yard line.
Yep.
Next play, it goes right back to him. Same.
Well, I got to call you out because you thought it was Theo at first.
I
And
did.
you-
Well, the numbers,
No, that's Bryson.
19 and 10.
Is it?
Again, I got to get new glasses.
That's all right, man.
And I should know Theo never plays on the left side, too. So, but anyhow, 10-yard slant, touchdown. So
Yeah.
they score twice in a matter of,
Yeah.
a minute and a half to end the half, and it's 28-7. I think everybody's feeling a little bit better about
bit better.
things, but it's still weird, you know. I was thinking on the way home as I was driving home last night. I was trying to describe what I felt Allen was doing because it just didn't seem. They didn't seem really sharp, but they didn't seem really off either.
Yeah.
Because
I got a feeling that they were trying things that they haven't tried yet.
and that may have been here's what my analogy was. I felt like they were a cat playing with their food. You know, when a cat catches a mouse,
And the mouse gets away every now and then.
he doesn't kill it immediately.
Yeah.
He plays with it, and like you said, the mouse runs away.
Let's
he grabs
try
it
this.
again.
Let's try that. You know,
Well,
that kind of thing.
You know, I thought also, we always watch them struggle a little bit the first series of plays or whatever, and then no worry, Kane will dial it down and he'll find out what's going on, and they'll make their adjustments and it'll be over. But it kept lingering, and it kept going on for a few series.
They kept busting Cumbie out of the backfield or putting him wide and throwing a little short, dump pass to him.
Right.
And once you get him in the open field, he was really dangerous. And that Aruna, was
that 87?
Umar Aruna?
Yeah.
He did pretty good. He was over double digits, 10 yards per catch.
He was a big kid too, or he wore big shoulder pads. One of the two.
Yeah, the old 70 shoulder pads.
I'll say this. I mean, yes, it was weird, but I never felt, especially after halftime, even before we got into halftime, I never felt that there was actually a real threat coming from Plano. But it was. It's like you said.
Unaccustomed.
It just seemed to me that, and it obviously was the coaches, they were doing some different things to see, maybe just gauge of what they can
Based
do.
on what you were saying, it reminded me of back in the day, maybe 4, 5, 6 years ago, a little before Kyler. It used to be we weren't comfortable until we had a 3 to 4 touchdown lead on the team, because teams would come back on us really quick, and that's how much better our defense has gotten.
Oh yeah,
Even though we're real critical.
Well, and I think that, to expand a little bit more, I think you're right. I think the coaches are more comfortable with our defense now. It's like it gives them the luxury of, you know what, we're up by 3 touchdowns right now. Let's see what we can do.
Let's do some experimenting.
Yeah, let's do some experiment. Because good Lord, I just can't get over that starting defense on our, on that side of it. It's funny. The old adage of
That was funny.
I like that.
You're killing us.
numb tongue. Do that again.
Smalls.
Numb tongue.
It's funny.
I was having a little conversation with a few people
Myself.
on Twitter this week about, the facts that we really don't have a lot of competition when it comes to, and people are like, well, that's good. It's probably going to catch. Allen's probably going to get caught because of that this year, finally, and stuff. I'm like, dude, our offense and defense play the toughest opponent every day in practice that we'll face, pretty much all the way through the playoffs.
Sure.
And so it's like, we're going to be fine. And it shows on the field.
I don't think it'll catch us simply because everybody's getting a lot of playing time.
Yeah.
I mean, the
and it's always
rotation.
been the case.
I know the rotation's great. You know, the kids get in there, they learn. Yeah, the East game they took a little waxing at the end of the game, but you know that's a great learning point, and you know they'll come back from that.
When we always see the players develop, and you know, Jaden Jernigan for one, let's just single him out because he's single-outable. But
That'll work.
we've
Be
seen
careful.
him. I mean, we've seen him for 3 years now, and he has really come on. I mean, this year he seems to be just hitting another level, hitting another stride. Where he was really good last year, they would double team him and stuff, and now he's beating a lot of those double teams. Whether it's
If he stays with that commit, Oklahoma State's getting a steal out of that.
they are.
Well, the Plano coaches as well as the players were really having a hard time dealing with the aggressiveness of the line and the pancaking and
I think
everything
that's
else
what
is
the
going
refs
on.
maybe were calling Theo for is
Yeah.
over-aggressive pass blocking.
It's called football,
Give him a break.
right?
Yeah.
Well, now, who was your favorite? You were talking about a favorite on defense that was much more active this game. And
There were a couple. Zaytique McGee was one, number 32,
Yeah.
playing safety. Was
the last 2 games, he's been a little bit more
he's
active.
been up in there making a lot of plays, and I was like, it's good to see. Again, every year we have new names that show up, and he's starting to really, you know, Cornelius Williams playing opposite of Mo played really well last night too. In fact, the defense in a whole really, again, played really well. You didn't see a lot of.
He's number 36, right?
That's Cornelius Williams. Yeah.
And was that one play where they did the long pass down to the corner right in front of us?
Yeah.
And one of them, was it Mo that went for the ball?
Well, no, Mo was playing front coverage. The
Okay.
safety rolled over.
Yeah.
and they
tried
caught
to
it.
jump
Cornelius
it.
got called on the
The whole-
pass interference.
Yeah. He did reach out
He
and
did.
hold it. He was beat, and it was probably a good play to do that. But when we can see
It's
the
pretty
jersey,
obvious when you can see the jersey coming off like
yeah,
that.
flags are flying everywhere. You're like, well, I ain't do nothing about it, sir. Your jersey's in his hand.
Why?
I love that.
It's just really encouraging to see the kids
young
being that
kids
aggressive.
stepping up, you know, and
I'd like to think it's the coaches teaching technique and stuff. And
well, again, it's a lot of different players because you know
Yeah.
the rotation, whatever the rotation is, and I don't even really pick because you don't see a drop off, and that's really encouraging. Tepper was talking, or Coach Purcell was talking about tonight. We were watching the high school scoreboard show here a little bit, and he was talking about, you know, if Allen has a left tackle go down, someone's going to step right in, and you're really not going to notice a difference for the most part. You know, whereas that left tackle on a 1A school may be the best player on the team, and if he goes down, you're really
You're
going
in
to
trouble.
notice a difference.
Well, also, when they do the rotation, they don't rotate out the whole line.
No.
It's a couple people.
Yeah.
So they complement each other or they help each other out while they're doing it. So it's never a total switchover.
Yep.
There's always somebody out there.
But now also you saw in the second half where they started rolling the majority of the offensive line out and leaving Grant in there, and there were a few more holes, and Grant was getting a lot more pressure,
Yep.
and so all of a sudden, you know, they brought a couple of the starters back in.
Right.
It's good experience, but
weird
it
night.
can bite you. Yeah, it was very,
Again, it's experience that they'll need in case they need to step up and play and be a starter.
Right.
I did love the first touchdown. Actually, the 3 touchdowns in the second half were all things of beauty. The first one being the run. It was a run pass option, and Theo in the slot, which I think they should do that more.
That's
because
an awesome
Theo
play.
is always open.
And even if regardless of if it's Theo or if it's one of the greens, whoever it is, that can be a dangerous play.
That slot player always seems, the defense always seems to lose him.
when they run that post,
and
he's there. Yeah.
It was
wide
a great
open.
play.
And he caught the ball, and there wasn't anybody around him,
No.
and it was gone.
Caught it in stride.
51 yards.
That's where the cat kills the mouse.
Yeah, and then
Or
so
shall we
that-
say the eagle pounces on the cat?
Yeah, I'm not sure. That may have been the last series for Grant, and Raylan Sharp comes in, and
Speed,
what an athlete,
speed
man.
demon.
what an athlete he is.
Yeah.
He
He's
just
fun to watch.
runs away for people.
Rolls to the right on a pass play, brings it down, makes up his mind to go, and takes off back to the left. And you're looking at all the guys, you think, okay, they got an angle
He's
on
got
him.
position. Yep.
Outruns it.
That dude is so
Number
fast.
12.
Yeah,
thought
Thought he had an angle on him. See ya.
He was 5 yards behind him by the time he got over there, and he was like, "How did that happen?" But yeah, man, what speed he has! And then the last touchdown, and I gotta give a shout out to Grant Robinson's dad. Met him this week.
Yep.
He pulled me aside and said, that's a receiver in the backfield. I said, I understand. I said, it's just...
Boy, that kid ran hard.
But 84 yards rushing.
Yeah,
he had 84. Raylan had 80 yards rushing.
He looked good.
He did.
He looked real good.
He had the last touchdown was a 61-yarder, which he
receivers, they don't just catch. They got to get yards after the catch. You got to have the yak.
He can... This week, Mr. Robinson, he can wear whatever number he wants. I don't care. He can wear...
Pick a number.
He can go with no number. I don't care. He did great.
Can they do
well,
that?
very well.
No.
But
00?
He did well, and it was good to see. And again, he's a sophomore, and
84.
He's starting to put his stamp on things. With Henry out for the year now, he's going to get a lot more time with splitting it with Selden. Selden had almost 100 yards again. I mean,
he made a great catch on one of those plays too.
99 yards.
Allen ended up with 291 yards rushing, 551 yards total offense. Big offensive night.
That's average.
49 points. The one thing that did show up a little bit was penalties.
9 penalties for 75 yards.
Weird.
Yeah, but like we said, a lot of those were just like really
ticky tack.
Really,
is that like a ticky tack foul?
It's Plano. You expect.
And then the sideline penalty.
Oh yeah, that was
like
stupid.
I said, I mean that Terry was in that line judges.
You can't get in the
all night
judge's
long.
way.
Yeah.
That's right.
Hey, we appreciate you referees coming out there.
Kitty.
Stop it, Nolan.
But you look at the stats, and stats kind of tell the story in this game. Plano rushed 32 times for 34 yards. And if you would have told me,
weren't they averaging like 250 some odd yards a game?
Yeah, and about 10.2 yards.
This
per
is
carry.
not El Paso.
Yeah.
Well, and Cumbie was held to 1.57 yards per carry.
And that's in Cumbie. There was a play last night where Cumbie was running the Wildcat, and the snap came early. He got lucky.
He called timeout.
He called timeout. Well, he went to the right.
Yeah.
And then he reversed his field and thought he was going to be able to outrun the defense back to the left. And Jackson was actually there waiting on him, and he just, I'm done. He was just like, so we've talked about it in the previous
70
weeks.
yards for -4.
Yeah, the speed, they've got it. All of them do, and it's just.
And they're staying in their lanes. They're staying in their areas too.
Discipline.
Their discipline this year is amazing.
Well, the second Plano touchdown, we'll call it out when we call it out. Everybody bit.
Yeah, they did.
Everybody went down hard on the option, and the quarterback kept it, and he had
Yeah, that happened multiple times.
15 or 16 yard touchdown run. Again, you're not going to be nitpicky on a 35-point game, but then again, your coaches, and that's your job is, hey, on that particular play, you didn't do your job. You got sucked in, and it happens. But for the most part, very good night for the Eagles again.
And the leading receiver, Bryson Green, good job, son. Way to go.
District has started.
The only thing that makes us all sad, and we had this conversation, is that his brother needs to get some love. So, coaches, can you throw some balls Blaine's way, please?
Yeah. They did get to do a high five together after Bryson scored last night, though. So
they did.
Kudos to them.
Yeah, it's good seeing. It's good having them both back out there. But let's mix it up.
Well, and last night, if you look, I mentioned earlier, I don't know if we were at dinner before, but Sherfield had a great night.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember last year when they brought him up from JV during the playoffs. He looks just like Theo.
He does.
He's very much the same body build. And I was watching him on kickoff returns last night, and once he caught the ball, he's got a very long stride, and it's smooth. I was like, dude, look at this dude run.
Once he picks up some speed.
Yeah, he had a good night.
Awesome. All right, well, here's my suggestion.
All right.
I think the Green twins need to get together and switch jerseys.
Oh, jeez. That'll mess people up.
Oh. I kind of don't think the coaches would be too happy about that.
No, you think not? Juwan had a couple receptions last night. Bryson, Theo, Raylan, they used him.
Yep.
Selden, Sherfield.
A lot of people got
Juwan
involved.
Mason and Fisher had one.
Yeah.
So
Elijah.
Grant's one interception was kind of a cheap interception because it
Tip ball.
in and out of the hand.
Yeah.
It was actually in and out of the hands of the receiver.
Sherfield,
Yeah.
He actually won. Tried.
And that
Yeah.
I think it got on him pretty quick. and
Yeah.
he went right.
the defender was right behind him, and he was like, "Oh, surprise!"
The great thing
Well,
was
and what
the
does
next
the defense
play,
do after that?
They gave it right
they
back.
threw it right to Butler.
Yeah. Oh, and poor
Devin.
kid.
Devin.
Caught it and his knee was down,
He was
and he
on one
goes,
knee. He
would've
"Oh,
been gone.
He
there
was
was
gone.
nobody in front
No
of
one.
him."
in front of
And
him.
he felt sick about that.
Yeah.
I saw him tweet on Twitter. Next time it's going to the house. You know, he's
Okay.
Or he called it a house call. He said it's a house call.
House
next
call.
time. So he had a, but you know they got the turnover right back.
Devin, time to come home.
Yeah. So 49-14, 1-0 in district. And I think nothing other than it being weird. I don't think the score surprised us or the yardage or anything like that. Nothing really came out of the game that was just anything other than we expected. So
It's a little bit. It's a little nice to see some more passing.
yep.
We're really going to get tested with passing teams. If we get somebody that's got a really good, sharp quarterback, he's going to be stepping for his life. But it'll test our DBs, and I want to see that because they need some testing.
Jesuit.
Yeah, maybe Prosper.
See,
Yeah.
it'll be interesting because there was one other district game last night. Prosper played McKinney.
Yeah.
And they beat them 35-7. Again, probably not unexpected in that. The other two games were tonight.
On
Plano
rain
East
delay.
was playing
Delay,
Boyd, and
delay.
Plano West was playing. Help me here. You said it a while ago.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. They're playing Jesuit.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Jesuit.
And those games are still at this. What time is
Oh,
it?
they're probably
they're called
9:45.
postponed.
Yeah.
The Jesuit game is now postponed. The Plano East game is still in delay. I can't hardly believe that
They
that's
just
true.
texted us said northbound 75 is flooded. We'll be here a couple hours.
I thought Thad was going to bed. Maybe he's still coming home. I don't know.
I don't know.
But why would he?
They have postponed the Plano West game, but the game at the new McKinney Stadium is still in delay.
Well,
But I can't imagine that.
Speaking of new McKinney Stadium, that's where we go next week.
The last away game of the year
yeah.
comes in week 5. So we
It's
get
gonna be a
McKinney
nice
next
change of
week.
pace.
You know, McKinney struggling. They lost Matt Gaddick,
Yeah.
who was their big weapon last year.
One
when they
run.
made the playoffs, and Coach Shavers in his first year up there has got a lot of work to do, and they're winless, and they'll struggle mightily this week, and I'm just going to predict that now.
So
I'm stepping out on a limb,
It's a stretch.
You've really gone far out on that one.
but the big game next week, and I wish we could kind of go to it, but we can, is Plano East plays Prosper.
That's
And,
going to be.
probably. I'm assuming they'll be undefeated. Plano East is playing Boyd. If
at
they,
Kimbrough.
Yeah. So
That's
at
bell.
Kimbrough
That
next
is
week.
the bell cow
Kimbrough.
of games.
So it's actually a good gauge for both teams. Prosper, are they for real? And Plano
Because
East,
they've been racking up some points.
yeah. And the week after is the bye week,
Yeah.
and then Allen plays Plano East, so they're looming right out there. So, but yeah, we get to go to the new McKinney Crack House, and
It'll be interesting to
It'd be
see.
just like home. One crack house to another.
it's kind of like going home. It's not that much further. It's 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Once you get on Central, it's not that far.
No, it's nice. We'll do some tailgating. We'll see some old friends, I am sure. Hopefully it's not going to rain. They say 70% chance of rain.
Yeah, that's right.
Bring it
now,
on.
that's the
Tired of
forecast.
this rain.
I feel like Captain Dan up on the shrimp boat saying, "Bring it on, God!"
Well, I ain't fooling with Mother Nature.
I feel like the preacher on the golf course in Caddyshack.
One more hole.
Oh, yeah. Shoot. We'll see what happens. But anyhow, that's next week's game, and next Friday, 7 o'clock, we'll do it again. And if we get stuck in rain, we get stuck in rain. We've got an umbrella,
Yeah,
So
we do.
when does McKinney play McKinney Boyd?
That's
It's
usually the last game of the year. isn't it?
for them, I
I
think.
was trying to find that because that's going to come down to whether there's a win at their new stadium or not.
No.
Well, in that last game of the year, since we're playing Plano West,
McKinney, the
at
last
our
game of
house
the year,
on a Thursday,
McKinney plays Jesuit.
we can go see another game on Friday.
there's a
So if
week
there's
11.
a real critical game,
There it is.
that's going to be fun.
Week 11.
Yep.
They
That's
play
the
week
last
11
game.
days.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
final game of the district.
Yep.
Well, bless their hearts. It might be for a victory for one of those two teams
Yeah.
because they didn't do anything in non-district. So,
All right. So here's your trivia question,
uh-oh.
folks. When is the last time Allen went 0-10 for the regular season? Plano's done it, 2003. Plano West has done it last year.
70.
I don't know. Get back to us. Let us know. Yeah, put a comment in the
Before I was
in the
born.
video. Yeah.
Someone will look up the schedules out there. I mean,
Oh yeah.
you can
Yeah,
see.
the
But it's
info's
been
out there. It's been a long
while.
time.
It's 70 something.
There have been years that we've sucked, but never as bad as Plano.
No, you're not playing it as Chris Cumnock said.
Well,
so.
Terry said it well in his interview with the old coach.
Yeah.
You know, two-storied programs back in the 70s. Plano ruled the roost,
The 70s
Oh.
and even in the mid 90s.
and now
up to
we're
94.
where they were
Yep.
at that point. You know, so
And all their fans are complaining now.
But now it was a unified championship back then, so it meant a lot more.
Oh, because it was one school.
Yeah.
When did
Only,
East
it was
come
like
around?
only two teams
East
made
came
the, made the
around.
playoffs.
93 or before then?
But does it really matter?
I think 93.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
And
They've been
Plano
around
West
for a
was
while.
I
in
wasn't
there.
paying that. Yeah, they've been around. But yeah, you're right. It was one unified, which makes a big difference. I mean, the
Yeah.
whole town's rooting for you.
I mean, I give them props, but you know, when you talk about what have you done lately,
well, that was back
Like,
when Plano was
in this decade?
Plano's 120 square
over at
miles.
Williams, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Before they had
Plano,
the stuff.
Plano High School was Williams High School.
But you know, so goes the mall, so goes the town. Holland Creek's coming down, baby. Going to be a Top Golf. That's your insight.
Couple of shout outs before we go tonight. First of all, we get treats every week from
Thank
Che.
you.
And
Miss
you know,
Che.
they're right there. Actually, we had a few left over from last
There's
night. 'cause
one.
There's one left.
One.
Someone will eat it, but we want to just say thank you to her for providing us our sweet snacks every week. She spends a lot
Sweet
of time.
from the sweet.
That's
Thank
right.
you, Miss Shay.
So thank you to her, and we know it takes you time and effort to do that, and we appreciate you just dropping it off on your way in the facility every
Yeah.
week. And you know, Alan's not here tonight, and he may still be stuck in Salt Lake City. We haven't heard from him in a while today, but he was going to be back in time for the podcast.
He was waitlisted. We thought he was number one, but he's a solid number two.
Yeah. Here we go. He went and
It is the late night version.
he was in Salt Lake City because his oldest son Connor got married last night.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Connor. You know, bless your heart and bless your marriage, and you know, we hope all's well with you.
Have about 9 kids.
Oh, yeah, Al, that's what Alan needs is more grandkids. So
Yeah. To take him away from football.
yeah, congratulations to him on that big step in your life, brother. Because we all know we all been
It's
there.
a big one.
We're all still there. So, what else? Boy, it's still raining, and it's raining hard again.
Isn't that crazy?
This is short and sweet tonight.
Hey, you know, we can
It
only say
is.
so much.
Well, and so, you know,
It's late, and we're all tired.
Yeah,
we were
we're all
out.
tired.
shout out to the Allen coaches. You know,
For
it's
what?
like
For what?
for herding cats. I hear certain stories. And
Herding cats.
For herding cats and talking to some of the kids. So I'll give them congratulations for
Disregard.
personnel management. That's all I'll say.
Okay. Personnel management. All right.
Deep Thoughts by James.
Next week, 7 o'clock at McKinney ISD Stadium. That's what they named it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have a corporate sponsor yet to throw up there. Throw up there. That's funny. We'll be there. Allen Eagles will be there. Take on the McKinney Lions.
Our band will take up the whole visiting section.
Man. What is
Oh,
it?
hey, and a final shout out to Keith Johnson
Keith!
for getting his name called twice and blowing some kids
In
up.
back-to-back plays, too.
Good job.
Yeah, Keith, way to be out there. You said you were going to do something, and you did. So, way to go, guys. All right, anything else? Nolan?
Nope.
Bedtime.
David?
Yeah.
Bedtime?
Good time for Bonzo.
Dude,
I'm tired.
it's 9:50.
Turn two.
I'm old. I'm not as
that
old as
old.
y'all, but I'm
Just
old.
barely over 50.
Yeah.
Let's just go ahead and put it out there so we can maybe turn tide on it. It's going to pour like a dog on Friday.
Yeah. The lightweights stay
It's
at
going to
home.
rain and rain hard
Hey,
all day long.
I'm supposed to work the Plano Balloon Festival tomorrow morning.
Dude, you better wear your mucklucks.
I think I'm gonna wear my waders and my duck jacket.
You're going to step out in that grass or whatever, and you're going to sink up to your ankle, or not your ankles, your hips. As much as it rained today.
Just be sure Kendall is recording so that she can get the video of you going into
We all need to get some of those old rain slickers we used to wear in elementary school where they go through and they snap. You know, you got the yellow boots and the yellow hat.
Those are called frog togs now.
Oh, yeah, they are. Exactly. Times have changed.
Tieback, yeah.
Times have changed. Yeah. Thanks for listening, folks. Have any comments, please leave them below. Until next week, it's over and we're out.